Okay everyone, welcome back to the Long Dark, yes, video number 6 in our playthrough series playing the long game. And you join me, obviously not at the radio tower where we left off at the end of the last video. I'm back here on the edge of the farmstead. There is the farm building over there, with the orchard in between. And I'm picking it up here because I have a little bit of an interesting problem. Over there be wolves, and over here somewhere there be a bear. The bear is still walking about over here. I can see it. I've just seen him. Or her, we're not sure. I've just seen it over here. So it is around somewhere. Now, I need to get across to the farmstead. I do not know where the bear is. So I am a little bit nervous. So I thought we'll start the video here. And then if anything bad does happen, at least we are already in the game and we're already going. So let's see if we can get across to the farmstead. Really nice clear weather. It's only -4. Nice long distance travelling weather this. Nice and clear, lovely, lovely graphics. Oh my goodness me, he's a tad closer than I thought. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's oh, we really are caught between a rock and a hard place here. Okay, I think my best approach here is going to be to go this way. Hello, bunny. Never miss a resource. Especially since we're probably going to need these fairly soon. Okay, I'm going to try then. There's the bear. I can see his back. He's heading down the road. He's heading down the road that way, away from where we're going. So I'm hoping we've swung round. The bear is on the other side of this hill, hopefully heading that way. We've got some wolves over there, but they're far enough away not to trigger. So hopefully we've made it past. Opportunity to see the lovely visuals of the Long Dark. I've always really liked the Long Dark's graphical approach and the kind of artwork and the art direction the game has gone in, and it just looks fantastic. And it always has. It's just got better and better as they've improved the graphics. Okay, that wolf is kind of stalking us. The bear is over there somewhere. It kind of turned around, he's heading back this way, but we're far enough away now that we should be okay. We just keep trudging towards the farmstead. We should be able to get in the farmhouse without a problem. Of course, we're going to have to get out of the farmhouse again in the not too distant future, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. As we are now back at the farmstead. So that is the approach in the Long Dark. I think we've talked about this before. The Long Dark is not a first-person shooter. You do not just see something like that and go all guns blazing and just try to destroy it, because that does not work in the Long Dark. For a start, we don't have a gun. We haven't got any weapons at the moment. But also, even if we did, ammunition is incredibly scarce, and it takes a while to fire. It's a hunting rifle. You have to reload it. It takes a while between shots to actually fire it. In the time it's going to take you to reel off the 5 or 6 shots that it's going to take the bear down, the bear's going to be on you. So it's not the approach. You either have to run away or skirt around it, or just avoid confrontation with them, which is the best thing to do, particularly with the bear. But also with the wolves to a certain degree. You'll normally survive wolf attacks, but it will give you a bit of a condition hit. But you certainly don't go in all guns blazing. That's not the Long Dark way. Okay, so we are now back in the farmstead. We've got a little bit of housekeeping to do, so we'll just quickly run through that. It's coming up to darkness, so we're probably going to be sleeping after this anyway. We've got a fair bit of firewood. I am going to sort through that, I think, in a minute. We've got a fair bit of it. We'll sort through what we're going to take when we decide what we're going to do. First aid supplies, that's the actual dressing. We've also got some old man beard, which will turn into wound dressing, so we'll do that in a minute. We have no spare clothing. Yes, we do. Oh, of course we do. We've got our military coat. I forgot about that. Again, I'll hang on to that. We'll deal with that in a minute. Food-wise, it is what it is. This is where we've got stuff to drop. So we've got a spare storm lantern now. I've got one. And I've got another one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the one with the lowest condition.
Whew, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Pop it over here. Normally I'd do that the other way around, but I've got something in mind. a little expedition for us to do, where we'll probably want the slightly better one. We don't want it to fail halfway through. So we've got some rifle ammunition there. We'll drop that on that table. And we've also got another cleaning kit. We've also got a couple of sewing kits. I'm going to keep them simply because we're going to do some repairs on that military coat. It's going to use up most of that one, so we'll need that other one. A couple of flares, going to keep those. I have a fishing line, but I don't have a hook. It doesn't weigh anything, that's why I'm still carrying it. I've done a bit of map making as well, by the way, which is why I've gone down from having 6 bits of charcoal to having 2. I'll show you that. There you go. I did a little bit of map making on the way back, just filled in this area. I didn't do this little bit as we were coming back, so that's when I spotted the bear and got a little bit distracted. I was planning on filling all that in, but I didn't do it. Well, that's fine, we'll do that on the way back out. I don't think there's much else to drop, in all honesty. It's mainly, the weight that I'm carrying is mostly firewood. And of course I have my green maple sapling, which I'm going to drop. And we're going to start curing that. Now, I said we were going to start curing them downstairs where the workbench is, but I'm obviously not there and the bear's outside, so I'm just going to drop it. Actually, let's put it somewhere where I'm not going to lose it or forget that I've got it. Let's put it on the end there. There we are. On the end of that table. So we will move all the curing. I said I was going to do all the curing in the cellar where the workbench is. That is what I'm going to do. So I'll get it down there at some point, but right now I'm just going to leave it there. So that will carry on curing, as we explained in the last video how that works. So we'll just leave that there. Once we've finished the little expedition I'm planning on doing, we will hopefully be in a good position to make use of that. Old Man's Beard Lichen, we've got 5 of them, so we can craft some wound dressing, so we'll do that. A little bit of housekeeping, we'll get that bit done. Obviously coming into darkness, I don't know whether that's going to affect us, well we could only craft 1 anyway. The spare we will pop in this here cupboard, which is where I'm putting all my crafting materials. So we'll drop the spare lichen in here. I'm also going to grab a few bits of cloth, because we are of course going to have a go at repairing that coat. Obviously we can't do it now because it's going dark. So what I'm going to do, we'll sleep through the night, we'll come into the following morning, we'll do that repair work, and then hopefully we can go off on a little expedition. So I'll see you in the morning. Okay, well welcome back to the morning in the long dark. Slept through the night. The weather outside is not brilliant at the moment, but hopefully that will get a little bit better fairly soon. I do need to eat something. I'm just going to go properly into my backpack just to see the food, what I have got. Yeah, we'll go with that. That'll do. Not very much, but it will stop our condition dropping. You can also see
so hungry in my life.
I've had to drink quite a bit of water, so I'm just going to grab a couple of litres from my stash so that we're all sorted out again. And then we are going to do a little bit of firewood dropping as well. We've got 15 bits of reclaimed wood. I'm going to drop all of it.
Carry much more.
Which will give us a little bit of assistance. We've got 6 bits of that, 13 sticks, 14 tinder plugs. I think we're all set. Okay, so, yeah, let's have a look at this repair work then on this military coat. I'm kind of hoping once it's repaired, it will be better than our current stash of clothing. So let's try and do that, see what we get. Don't want this to go too late into the day. So I want to go on a little expedition. Hey, there we go. So we have a nice military coat, which I am now thinking is going to give us a much better warmth bonus. My mariner's coat is 2.8. That's 3, so that's an improvement. But my parka, I think, is the one we're going to replace. So we've got both a mariner's coat and a military coat, both of which are giving us some really good bonuses, better than that urban parka. So I'm going to get rid of that. We'll put it in this cupboard over here, which is where I'm keeping spare clothing. I actually have a hat. It's not a great hat, but I have one. So I'm going to break that hat out. And if we get rid of the coat, yeah. And I'm wearing 2 scarves, but I'm wondering if the hat might be a better idea. Don't know why I've walked all the way over here. So if we just look at repairing that hat. Okay, that's got it to 68%, so that's probably pretty okay. 0.4, 0.7, does that give us 0.5? So yes, replacing that with my cat is a good idea, I think. It's funny actually, because it looks like that would be the better option, but apparently it's not. That one is. Okay, so if we go and get rid of this scarf, I can now reveal my plan of what I am planning to do. Yeah, what we're going to do, we are going to go to Desolation Point. I basically want to do something to keep us busy. There's, we've been around and looted everything here. We can't hunt, we haven't got anything like that to do. So, a little expedition, I think, is going to be a good thing for us. We're going to go to Desolation Point. We're going to see what we can bring back from Desolation Point. Obviously, a lot of what we take with us, let's just go and get rid of the spare cloth. We don't need that. A lot of what we take with us will ultimately end up being used while we're there. So hopefully we can bring back, we'll have the capacity to bring back what we find. I just realised that's still on the floor. Yeah, so hopefully we'll have the capacity to bring back what we find. We've got plenty of matches. We have our recycled can. Let me just double check that it is actually in reasonably okay condition. We've got plenty of water. We've got some food. I can't actually find it. Where is it? There it is. Yep, it's in good conditions. That's fine. So we can make more water as we go. So let's go on a little trip then. Let's drink some water. And we will have a little bit of food just to get us going, but I'm not going to have too much. It's weird how food works in the Long Dark. You kind of do it the opposite way round to how you do it in real life, but you actually you need the calories overnight when you're healing, when your condition's building up. If you don't have it then, you've got a real problem. Okay, look at that, nice and clear. Super temperature's like -12, it's not too bad. Now obviously, we need to bear in mind that out here somewhere, there is a bear! Oh, bear with me. Literally. Oh, my heart rate has just gone up through the floor, through the roof there. That woke me up. If he'd have reared up and roared at me, I think I probably would have leapt out my seat and through the ceiling. You would have seen genuine blind panic if he'd have done that. Right, okay, let's carry on running this way then. Hopefully. Of course I'm planning on going to Desolation Point, which does rely on me remembering the transition areas properly. I'm pretty sure you go down the roads and you go out the other end of it. That's the way to Desolation Point, not the way to Coastal Highway. We'll go down the road and just see where we end up. I honestly can't remember. It's been such a long time since I've transitioned out of here, I can't remember the transition areas. Which is embarrassing, really, given how many hours of the Long Dark I've played over the years. I should really know. Okay, what I'm going to do then, I'm going to head off down this road, and when I get to the other end, we shall see where we end up, so I'll see you at the other end of the road. Okay, so we are virtually at the end of the road. I just wanted to stop here and reminisce. This is where I got first taken down by the bear when it first came into the game. Right here. So that's just me reminiscing. Okay, so there's some cattails down there, but it's a bit of a faff to get down there. Well, it's not a faff to get down there, it's a faff to get back up again. So I'm not going to bother. Right, we're going to head around the road then, just around the corner. Now this is an area of the map I haven't been to very much. When Pleasant Valley first came out into the game, it ended pretty much exactly where I am now. It didn't go any further than this. But obviously now it's a transition area, it goes a little bit further round into an area called Long Curve. I call it Big Bend, which is a reference to the Talatin Railway, which you may well have seen on my various other channels. Oh, we've got a book! Frontier Shooting Guide, that's cool. That's a good one, because when we get the rifle, such as this one, well, this was worthwhile trip, wasn't it? Awesome! Okay, so we've got a rifle. Now the problem is I'm now committed to going the whole way there, really. I don't really want to trudge all the way back. But I don't have any bullets. So maybe we'll find some bullets when we get there. Oh, or we'll find a bullet here. Now we're in the game properly. Now we're in it. we've got a rifle. Awesome. Okay, so there's a cairn over there, if you can see it. The cairns they're little Easter eggs, I suppose, that appeared in the Long Dark. They're basically they're little messages from the original Kickstarter backers. So the Kickstarter backers have cairns named after them. Hang on. Actually, we will grab those rose hips. Head that away.
This will come in handy.
I'm pretty sure this is the way to go. Have I completely misremembered this entire transition? Have I completely misremembered the whole thing?
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
I thought you just followed the road. Have I completely misremembered this entire transition? Am I going to look like a colossal idiot at this point? There is a risk of that.
Great, I can't feel my feet.
Am I going to have to go and look this up? I could have sworn this was the transition area. Am I going to look like a colossal idiot at this point? I think I probably am. I could absolutely have sworn that this was transition. I mean, we've got the world famous gnarly trees that normally point the way. And we've got one of them here, so... I am very confused. I thought this was the transition area. Well, let's find this cairn since we're up here. Let's go foggy in a minute. I can't even get to the cairn. Bit way up to it. There we go. Come on. I'm right there. Okay, won't actually let me... There we are. I'm absolutely convinced that this is the... Because we've got a gnarly tree.
Huh. Never thought I'd die from starvation.
Okay, right. I'm gonna have to go off and do some research, I think, because I am utterly convinced that this was a transition area. I am absolutely sure it was. I mean, I know I've got a bad memory, but I didn't think it was that bad. Okay. Bear with me. I'm going to go and research this. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, everyone, I've done my research. I am an idiot. I have completely misremembered all of the transitions and all of the connections entirely. I'm sort of right. But the link to Desolation Point is from Coastal Highway, and Coastal Highway is linked from the other end of Pleasant Valley, so we're at the wrong end to be able to get across that way. So, new plan. What we're going to do, we're going to go to Coastal Highway, then we're going to go through to Desolation Point. So it's a little bit longer a trek than I originally thought, but obviously we are now sort of heading... The temperature is not great. It's getting misty, murky. We're not in a great travelling position anymore, but we are at least nice and sheltered and hidden away up here. We're nice and safe, so we're going to set up a little camp. So we'll get a little camp going. You're going to be awkward and not let me place a fire, aren't you? So we're going to use the fire strike. We'll use a tinder plug. We'll use a stick. We'll get this fire started. Warm ourselves up before we do a little bit more trekking. So this is an outdoor camp. We don't do this very often. I don't do this very often. I tend to do everything indoors. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on Pleasant Valley, and I have completely forgotten all of the routing and transitions and everything. So I'm going to go away between now and the next video, and I'm going to read some maps so I can remember where things are, so I don't look like an Aegis again. But yeah, basically this is just a dead end. This doesn't go anywhere. But we have found a rifle, so it wasn't a waste of time. There was a reason why we came up here. Let's just do a fairly short fire just to warm ourselves up a little bit before we go anywhere else. We need a little bit of food on board as well. So it's not a completely wasted journey. We have found a rifle, which is fantastic. So what I think we're going to do, I might even have a little bit of a change of plan now and just stay here for a little bit longer, do some hunting, see if we can bring down a deer and make a start on stuff here rather than trying to do that somewhere else before we go on a little bit of a trek. So that might, the fact we found the rifle might completely change my plan of what we were going to do. There are a few other areas we can go to in Pleasant Valley. It's just that they're generally quite, you don't find much. And there's not very much there. There is Skeeter's Ridge, which is a route up towards Timberwolf Mountain. So we might have a go up there. There's a basement there. There are some buildings there. I don't know if we can go in any of them, but there's definitely a basement there. So we might be able to go and do a little bit of exploring up that way. I've just got to remember the route. I've lost all confidence in my direction finding now. So hopefully we can go and do something up there. So that will at least give us something to aim for. Still here on Pleasant Valley, and we'll see if we can do a little bit of hunting and bring the deer down as well. So we've got some food, and also we can start collecting hides to start making clothes. Then we'll have a think about going a little bit further afield. I was thinking Desolation Point because it's quite simple, it's quite small, so we could get there quite easily and gather and get back without too much of a hassle. But it's going to be a little bit of a longer trek now because we're going to have to go through Coastal Highway, which is a lot further to go, and it's also a lot more dangerous. So it's going to be a little bit trickier. That said, we're actually pretty well equipped now. We've got all the gear. We've got a hatchet, we've got a knife, we've got a rifle. So they're the three biggies. So we've got those. We've also got some okay-ish clothing. Probably as good as we're going to find anywhere without crafting the actual crafted clothing. So we're actually not in too bad a shape now. I was a little bit worried about going too far afield too quickly. When I'm not really prepared for it. We haven't built many skills up, but ultimately we can work on that as we go along. But we do now have some decent clothing, and we have the rifle, so we do actually have the ability to hunt and gather food, which is a key element to this. So I am just going to sit down here behind this fire for a little bit longer, see if we can just build up a little bit more heat. I do feel like a complete idiot now. It's one of those things, unfortunately, because I haven't played the game for a few months, and I haven't been on this map for quite a long time. I honestly just cannot remember where anything is, and I've completely got myself in a complete tangle. But as we say, it's not a wasted journey over here. Okay, I've got half an hour of this left. It's looking misty, murky, and horrible. The mournful music plays as we head into the afternoon in the long dark. We're actually in good shape. We're just lost, but we're in good shape. Oh, actually, let's just do this for a minute. This'll, if I just bung a little bit more fuel on this fire, I've got some sticks. Give myself just over an hour on this fire. I can research one of these books. So let's go for the Frontier Shooting Guide, given that we now have the rifle, so that'll give us some extra rifle skill. There we go. Obviously that means the fire hasn't burned out either. Oh, and the mist has gone! Even better, okay. Let's take a torch. Let's stand up. So let's crouch down, and let's get going. Don't walk through the fire, I've done that before. Set myself on fire and died, so don't do that. Okay, so we'll start making our way back now towards the Pleasant Valley farmstead. Part of me kind of wants to go across the water because of course there were some cattails that we could probably harvest. So we might as well do that. We'll head across the water. We'll get to those cattails, then we shall make our way. We're heading into the evening in the long dark. We're going to head back to the farmstead, take stock of where we are, then we'll head over, I think, and do a little bit of hunting. So, finding that rifle, brilliant. Do you know what? I feel like a complete idiot at this point, but we found a rifle, so it was worth the embarrassment of getting lost and getting a bit muddled up. because we've come away with a really good prize. And we've got rifle cleaning kits as well, of course, so we can make sure it's in really good condition before we set off. I don't always take the rifle with me when I go travelling, but given the shortage of food, I think it's probably a wise idea to take it. Okay, so I've got two choices here. I can either go straight through the woods, where there's a risk of bear, or I can go down the road, where there's a risk of wolf. This is an interesting choice. Tempted to try going through the wood, actually. It's a kind of shorter route. The only thing is, whenever I do that, I have an annoying habit of getting lost. Whoops, I walked straight through it. There is also another farmstead over this side of the map. It's a burnt out farmstead. There's never anything there. Part of me kind of wants to... interested in kind of heading that way, you know. To see if we can find that farmstead. So it's just going out, so we're going to do that. There's plenty of little nooks and crannies that I can build fires and things into, warm up and what have you, so... I'm kind of thinking, I can't remember exactly where this farmstead is, but the only thing that's bothering me slightly is I'm pretty sure there's a wolf, not a wolf den, a bear. The bear den itself is here somewhere. I don't want to walk straight into that. Although we know the bear was elsewhere when we left, so... I'm inclined to follow the river a little bit. And see if we can find the other farmstead, which is down here somewhere.
God, my stomach feels like an...
But I think we shall pick this up for this little expedition in the next video. We've hit the time for this one, so we're going to call it a day, I think, for today. What we're going to do then, we'll carry on. I'm going to head down here. I'm just going to duck into the side of here just while we wrap up. We're going to head on down here. We'll find the other farmstead. We'll have a little look around. Then we'll head back to the main farmstead, see if we can sort out this little mess that we've got ourselves in, having got a little bit lost. Let's actually do a little bit of map making while we're here, just so we've got a vague idea of where we are in relation to the Pleasant Valley farmstead. So we're there at the moment roughly, and the farmstead is there, so if we kind of head that way we should meet the farmstead. But right now I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. As always, apologies for my lack of sense of direction. I got a little bit confused, but we're all good now. I think I'm now that's jogged my memory. I know where everything is, so we should be alright moving forward. So yeah, in the next video we're going to go off and find the other farmstead. We'll do a little bit more looking around the derelict buildings of Pleasant Valley, and we'll do a little bit of hunting and all that good stuff. But right now, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to hit the other buttons over there to look at the other videos. They're actually on that side. Have a look at the other videos in this series and hit the subscribe button down below for some more videos. And we're going to carry on with our Long Dark playthrough series indefinitely. We're just going to keep on going. But for now, thank you very much, and I shall see you again very soon.